Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weaves here, and this is a new What If. And I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I had a ton of exams this week, and yes, some holidays are coming up this week and next week are my last 2 weeks, and it's gonna be pretty calm. And yeah, I wish you all a nice summer vacation. If you're in the UK, I'm pretty sure you're starting this week. I think I'm starting a week later. I do go to a different school. It's a Islamic school. I've been forced into it anyway. I am the least Islamic person that you could ever meet, first of all. Anyway, we move. This is What If Naruto faked his death, and anyway, we begin straight away. Naruto is pretty much born as per normal, just that here, Naruto is put in an orphanage, and for the first few years of his life, of course, in the orphanage wasn't that bad. However, once he started walking, once he could talk properly, not properly since he's still a toddler, but we move around 3 years old, the orphanage has had enough of him, because the kids there were scared, and the olders there, the nuns and everything, they did not like Naruto, especially because a lot of their loved ones died in the attacks 3 years ago, on the night of the Nanto's attack, of course. But anyways, Naruto is kicked out, and for the first month, he actually decides not to mention this to the Hokage. Keeps a smile on every time he sees him, and just fakes that he's out. Even when he sees him out late, Naruto says he came out for a walk. He just makes up excuses. The Hokage at this time was kind of suspicious on why Naruto was out this late, but he could understand, because Naruto is kind of hated throughout the village, and he just accepts the Naruto just goes on walks quite a lot, and that's what the Hokage thought. However, after a month, some Anbu told the Hokage, and this Anbu was actually Kakashi. Yes, Kakashi here is a direct Anbu to the Hokage. I know he left the Anbu, but he became the Hokage asked him to be an Anbu to keep an eye on Naruto. Anyway, of course, Naruto actually. Oh well, no, sorry. Kakashi finds out that, of course, Naruto has been kicked out, and he sees that Naruto is sleeping on a bench, and he felt pity on him, and he went straight to the Hokage, of course, leaving a clone behind for Naruto, just in case something happened, since he is the one protecting Naruto this whole time. He was the one protecting Naruto this whole time. Anyways, once the Hokage finds out, he was furious, but he could understand why the orphanage did it, and he couldn't really do anything to them, because it's not really fair on them, since they think that Naruto's the Naruto's, and he can't really change that fact that Naruto has the Naruto's, and people think that he is the Naruto's for having it inside of him. Of course, Naruto is not truly the Naruto's. Once Naruto is found by the Hokage, the Hokage takes him to his home for now, and once Naruto is actually 4 years old, which is a few months later, he gets put into his own apartment. Naruto during these years tried to make friends outside, and of course that didn't go too well, except for a few people which Naruto really is fond of, and those few people were actually, of course, Shikamaru Choji, and this Hana, which is my own character, and it's not. We're not going to make Itachi's sister or something here. No, it's going to be Iruka's daughter, and of course, Iruka. Here, he's no longer a Chunin. He was actually an Anbu under the third Hokage, and he actually was married already, and of course, he had a kid. Anyway, that kid was born actually a month after Naruto, and it's Hana Uchiha. Well, Umino, even though she has an Uchiha, well, she's part of the Uchiha clan. She's a half Uchiha, half Umino, whatever, Eureka Umino, right? Anyway, of course, her mother is actually Haruka Uchiha, and it's another Anbu who, and she was very skilled in her Genjutsu and using the Sharingan. In fact, she has pretty much one of the strongest Sharingan in the village right now. She doesn't have the Mangekyo because she never really went through that kind of pain. But anyways, Iruko became pretty much became a teacher at the academy, while uh, Haruka became a housewife with Hana being there. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto makes friends with them and hangs out with them most of his time. With most of hangs out with them most of the time. And anyways, Naruto has a pretty sad life, and his friends know that perfectly because he gets beaten, he gets abused, he gets bad mouthed, he pretty much gets treated like a mutt, an outsider. People don't like him and they don't understand. Of course, once they asked their parents, they didn't say much. At first, Iruka was kind of pissed off at Naruto as well. And yes, here Iruka is older. Remember when Naruto was born, Iruka was a child, but here I'm going to say that he is the same age as of course Minato. And during the Uchiha attack, well, not Uchiha attack, the Nanto's attack, I'm going to say that Iruka lost his parents. They were old and they couldn't get to the shelter fast enough, and in the end they got killed. However, here Iruka gets over it, and pretty fast, faster than in the original, because remember in the original it took him until Naruto was like 8 and he was in danger. But anyways, now Naruto hangs out with them and tries to make new friends. However, he still gets abused, and even kids bully him, which Naruto just smiles through the whole well, the whole pain, through all the pain. Sorry. And anyways, Naruto inside he's breaking down. No one can see it. Even his friends don't see it, and this is what Naruto would like his friends to see. He wants them to see his true self, what's behind the mask, what's underneath the underneath. And anyways, of course, Naruto isn't the happy-go-lucky kid here. Naruto is someone who's smart. He's very smart, in fact, and he understands that the villagers hate him because of the Nantos. He has met the Nantos, however, he's not friends with the Nantos. The Nantos, in fact, hates him just like in the original. However, he doesn't hate the Nantos, and this is something that doesn't go unnoticed by Kurama. However, for now, he's just going to wait it out. And anyways, now, Naruto, of course, inside he was breaking down. He is 4 now, and on his 5th birthday, he actually, of course, got another beating pretty much by the villagers, but this time it was much worse. Very, very bad. And anyways, now Naruto was sent to the hospital, which one of the nurses tried to kill him there, but it was stopped by the Hokage himself, and the Hokage was pissed. He was fuming. He realized that this nurse was trying to kill Naruto, and so he fired her on the spot. And in fact, he wanted to kill her himself, but he knew that this wasn't the right course of action. And anyways, now Naruto is now 5, and he hasn't seen his friends in 2 months because of all the injuries. Naruto nearly died on that day. He lost so much blood. Kakashi was actually taking care of a different mission, so he wasn't there. And the Anbu that was meant to take care of Naruto actually hated Naruto himself and joined in. And anyways, now the only reason Naruto was actually saved is because of the Hokage actually worrying about Naruto, and he actually went to check up on Naruto on that day. He couldn't find him in his apartment, and in the end he went out to search for him and he found him. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, realized how much the villagers hate him, and his mindset was broken. He was broken inside. He knew he had a few friends, 3 friends. However, really, he didn't want their lives to become miserable like his, since he knows that other kids don't play with them because they play with Naruto. Of course, something that he doesn't know is that the 3 don't really care about what others think. Even Shino doesn't particularly hate Naruto. He's just not acquainted with Naruto. However, he does care for Naruto. Well, not care. He feels pity for Naruto. But anyways, now Naruto, of course, realizes that his friends will suffer in the future because of him, and he wants that. No, does not want that to happen, and so he actually starts avoiding them a lot until his 6th birthday. Naruto has avoided them for nearly a whole year, and his friends actually did start getting a bit separate. One, his friends did start getting a bit distant. However, they still cared for Naruto like he was their own brother, except for one of them, uh, Hannah. Hannah actually liked Naruto a lot, and now that they're 6, Hannah actually went to Naruto's apartment. Naruto pretty much became a shut-in now, and he barely gets out. He actually went to celebrate with him, and of course her parents came with them. However, once they walked in, they weren't ready for what they saw. It was Naruto on the floor, pretty much bloodied, and Naruto was trying to get up. Of course, this was actually Naruto self-harming, and yes, Naruto does do a lot of that, and that's something that no one has ever noticed before. And of course, once Iruka saw these wounds and saw the kunai next to Naruto, he realized straight away what this was, and so he stopped Naruto. He helped Naruto up, and he asked why is he doing this, and Naruto didn't reply. Of course, he wasn't too much of a talker here, and anyways, after a few days, Naruto recovered, and he was he was actually out of the hospital, and Hannah actually confessed to Naruto, and Naruto was pretty much crying, but at the same time he was very happy, and he actually accepted those feelings since he had the same feelings as well. But anyways, now of course Naruto knew that this relationship would not go on forever, as he was already planning to pretty much give up soon enough. And anyways, now a few more years pass and Naruto is now 11. Yes, Naruto is 11, and he pretty much has no friends other than Hannah. Yes, even Shikamaru and Choji, he doesn't really talk to them anymore. Even when he sees them, he just says hello, and they do hang out, but Naruto is very distant with them, as he doesn't want them to be hurt by his presence. But anyways, now of course the Uchiha massacre still happened, and here Hannah did lose her mother, and that's how she unlocked her Sharingan, and she's been training pretty hard. Naruto's a prodigy here, and he's already Chunin level. And anyway, yes, Chunin level at the age of 11. Yes, Naruto is a big prodigy. Anyway, Naruto, of course, has had enough, even though, you know, he is pretty much going out with Hannah. He's had enough, and he's done, pretty much. Naruto soon enough turns 12, and this is last year of the academy, and the villagers do still try to pretty much kill him. However, Naruto is just too smart for them at this point, and he is just too strong for most of the villagers. Well, most civilians, and anyways, who actually try to attack him. And yeah, every time they do try, Naruto just glares at them, either scaring them off or just saying that he'll let the fox loose if they even try to touch him, and that pretty much does the job. And anyways, Naruto clearly knows that the fox would never allow him to use its power, but if Naruto really wanted to, he could just let the fox out at any moment. And anyways, of course he doesn't actually know that there's a key to it, and anywho, Naruto and Hana are just hanging out, and Naruto pretty much tells her that this may be their final goodbye. As Naruto walks away, Hana's kind of confused, but doesn't want to question it. Who's trying? Naruto just says that he's joking, puts a smile, and disappears. Of course, Hana is actually pretty strong here too. And anyways, she then body flickers home. And anywho, now Naruto is pretty much preparing for his final stunt. Naruto on that night actually stands on top of the Hokage Tower and screams out pretty loud, getting everyone's attention that was actually underneath, and says that he's had enough, and pretty much he impales himself with a sword and jumps off the fourth Hokage's head, as he falls to the ground, he actually had the paper bombs on him, and they started burning. Kakashi notices this, and he has no hope in saving him. As Naruto falls to the ground, he explodes, and the explosion was small, as there were a lot of paper bombs, and yes, his body could not be found, and the Hokage was heartbroken by this, but he knew that he had to move on, and he knew that the Nine Tails would regenerate, or not regenerate, would reform somewhere soon in a few years, and they would need to capture it. However, the word about the Nine Tails Jinchuriki dying with the Nine Tails inside of him, who cannot get out of the village, and some villagers are happy that Naruto's gone now. However, some are devastated, especially Iruka and Hana. Hana the most out of everyone. Then was probably Iruka, Kakashi, and the Hokage, and of course Shikamaru and Choji. And anyways, now some some people in the academy were actually glad that the dead last, the annoying person, is, well, not the dead last. Well, he was acting like the dead last, but the unsocial one is gone, as they found him kind of weird. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto is actually outside the village right now, as he is walking towards a different land. Naruto is now wandering the lands, and throughout the whole of this year, which is the last year of their academy year, Naruto was just wandering around and training pretty much. He meets a few different people, and he makes a few different enemies. Some people called him the Dark Fox or the Dark Kitsune, same thing. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto, who was actually now known as a B type, oh no, B rank, sorry, a B rank a B rank assassin, as Naruto is actually very strong. He is nowhere near Zabuza's level yet. However, he has been able to beat a few Jonins in a match. Well, he has been able to outmatch a few Jonin, not outright, not outright kill them like it was nothing. He has been able to keep his own up. And some Jonin, some missing shinobi that are actually Jonin level, or missing nins, actually did mention the Dark Kitsune being very strong, and if he is not stopped, he will become much stronger than he already is, as he is only a B, as he only has the physique of a 12-year-old from what they can see. Of course, not as physique. His physique is beyond the 12-year-olds. But what they mean is that the body of a 12-year-old, and if he truly is 12 years old, there is a massive problem for the shinobi world, as this person will become someone that everyone fears. And anyways, some people warned them, some others actually took this warning, and every time they actually see him, or if they see him, they either try to kill him or just let it go and not try to make an enemy or someone who's going to be very strong in the future. And anyways, and one of the shinobi that actually mentioned the Dark Kitsune was actually Zabuza Momochi, and he was very strong, of course, an S rank hunter, an S rank missing nin, and he actually praised Naruto and actually allowed him to live, even though he had his sword up to his neck after a long hard fight for Naruto. Not too hard for Zabuza, however, he did have some trouble. Zabuza saw the potential in Naruto and said, and I told him that he'll let him live for this one time, and the next time they meet, there will be enemies, and he won't have any mercy. If he's not strong enough to kill Zabuza, then Zabuza will kill him, and that was pretty much their little pact, as Naruto now is in depth of Zabuza and owes him death, pretty much. In his eyes, he sees Zabuza as a mentor, and he actually respects Zabuza a lot. Anyways, now, throughout this year, Naruto has gotten stronger, and the word has gotten around to the third Hokage as well of a new missing nin who can go up against S rank hunters. However, he cannot beat them, but he can keep his own up, and he's only a B rank. And in the Leaf Shinobi's thing, or the Leaf Bingo book, he's actually an A rank. Of course, most people believe he's a B rank, but in reality, Naruto is an A rank, and this is something that will change soon enough, as Naruto has a few jutsus that he wants to learn, and he is learning as we speak right now. Anyways, of course, the graduation exam came, and Hannah decided to actually be Naruto pretty much. She decided to have a smile on her face every time, keeping that smile on her face, trying to hide everything, all the pain away. Of course, Shikamaru and Choji have had enough. They saw what happened to Naruto, and if they didn't do something this time, the same thing might happen to her too. She might just give up as well. Anyways, of course, they got very close as friends, and anyways, now Hannah still, of course, has feelings for Naruto and everything, and she should have realized when Naruto said this might be their final goodbye or their final meeting, and anyways, she didn't, and she held herself accountable for it. Anywho, Hannah trained hard every single day, a blood grueling. Oh, what is that? What? Anyways, a very strict routine and strict training sessions, and anywho, she has become very strong as a well, very strong for a Geni. She is close to mid tier tuning, but she's currently low tier tuning. But we're talking about a 12-year-old who's coming out of the academy, like, bloody hell, mate. That's pretty strong, mate. And anyway, the teams are announced on this day, and pretty much it's all the teams are the same except for Naruto being replaced by Hana, and anyways, of course, Hana knows Sasuke, as Sasuke is one of the survivors that were remaining, and anyways, now the other only one other than Itachi. She didn't really hold a grudge up on Itachi. She just wanted answers on why, as Itachi actually was very close to their families. Well, the Itachi's family was very close to their family, as they were cousins. Yes, and anyways, now of course, Iriko. Oh, of course, uh, Erika did try to convince him to join the house or, live with them. However, he declined, saying that he doesn't need it. And, anyways, now, ever since, they have been very distant, as he doesn't really talk to them. Anywho, Kakashi, Kakashi still arrives very, very freaking late, and Sakura is still pissed. But, anyways, now, uh, they do introduce themselves, as the dreams are pretty much exactly the same, other than Hannah's one. Hannah is meant to be the replacement for Naruto here, and her dream is very freaking different from everyone else's. Her one is to bring back Naruto, as she believes he's not dead. Yes, she has this theory that, well, Naruto faked his death, since, oh sorry, Naruto always told her about this dream of him traveling the world, and he'd do anything to achieve that dream. Of course, they actually, well, Hana told them, and this brought light within Kakashi's eyes. Is that, you're being serious, right? And of course, anyway, sorry. Kakashi asked if she was being serious, and of course, Kakashi didn't know much about Naruto. However, he did find Naruto as a little brother that he always took care of from the shadows. And anywho, as they spoke, Naruto was actually training on his own, training in the Rasengan. Yes, Naruto has already found out who his parents really were, as it was pretty obvious that he was related to the Hokage, and he was Naruto's Uzumaki. That meant there must have been an Uzumaki before, and when he made research about any Uzumakis that actually lived during the time of the fourth Hokage, was the only one was actually Kushina Namikaze, who was actually the same age as Minato Namikaze. So, sorry, Kushina Namikaze, Kushina Uzumaki. Sorry, he was actually the same age as Minato Namikaze, and he pretty much realized what this was, and he's like, "I calm." So basically, yeah, their son. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto decided that he would become as strong, or maybe even stronger than them, and he's actually learning his father's techniques. And anyway, Naruto, who actually was getting close to finishing it, as he started 2 days ago. Naruto is a prodigy. He's doing this all on his own. He doesn't know how to do it. He only knows that it's a blue rotating orb of chakra, and it resembles a tailed beast bomb. Naruto has never understood what a tailed beast bomb is. However, he did ask the Hokage what that was, and the Hokage at first was suspicious about Naruto asking, but he told him that it was a massive amount of chakra, pure chakra, put into one dense ball and shot out of the mouth of a tailed beast, which actually caused mass destruction around anything, and it was mountain destroying. It could destroy mountains one by one, individually, or even continents. But anyways, we move. Now, of course, Naruto finally understood what it was, and adding all the information that he had, well, using all the information he had, he created this chakra ball, and it was pretty much the Rasengan, just that it was a bit less refined. But Naruto understood that it wasn't perfect yet, as he could feel it not being too perfect, as chakra was actually flowing out of the ball and actually cutting him and also hurting him, of course. Anyways, now Naruto realized that he needs to improve in his chakra control, and also the well, of course, the containment part of the Rasengan. Anyways, Naruto begins his chakra control training, and for the next 2 weeks, Naruto actually does that. Anyways, during this time, Team 7 actually does the bell test, and here the bell test goes a bit similar to the original, just that here the knucklehead is actually Hannah. Even though Hannah is very strong, smart, she did realize about what the test was about, but Sakura wasn't listening to her, so wasn't Sasuke, and she couldn't get the bell. So she couldn't get the bell alone, but she had to at least try it, right? And she did get close. She even grabbed the bell. However, Kakashi was actually able to make her hand release the bell before he flickered away, as he used a little bit of his lightning chakra to electrocute her just a little bit and paralyze her, making her pretty much immobile for a second. And Kakashi then kicked her away into the tree line. And anyways, Sasuke then came in, and Sasuke did pretty well as well. However, truly, he was pretty bad compared to her, as she was actually able to keep up with Kakashi, a suppressed Kakashi, an extremely suppressed Kakashi, and Sakura fell for an E-rank Genjutsu as per normal. But anyways, anywho, of course, they still pass, as Sakura was actually the one tied up to the belt, to the thing, or to the trunk, or to the pole, and of course Hannah fed her, and then Sasuke joined in, and they understood what the test was about. And anywho, now Naruto, during these 2 weeks, Hannah continued training and even trained with Kakashi, who Kakashi actually saw a lot of potential in Hannah, and asked Iruka if he could personally train her, as they were pretty good friends. Not friends, Iruka's actually older than Kakashi. However, Kakashi and Iruka were in the same Anbu team, and Iruka said yes because he trusted Kakashi like it was since Kakashi was like a young brother to him. And anyways, now she started training with Kakashi, as all three of them wanted Naruto back in the village, as they believed that Naruto was still alive. So did the Hokage. The Hokage pretty much knew that Naruto was alive, as Naruto has told the Hokage. Yes, Naruto has told the Hokage that he's still alive. However, the Hokage promised Naruto to not tell anyone. And anywho, yes, the Hokage received the letter later on, after Naruto's death, and he still kept up the facade of Naruto dying, as the village was a bit more happier without him. Of course, he didn't like the fact that the village was happy without Naruto. In fact, he missed Naruto a lot. Even his own grandson, which Naruto was actually very fond of, missed him. And anyways, now Naruto, during these 2 weeks, of course, Naruto finished his chakra control training, and the Rasengan was perfect, and he actually went on another journey to a few different lands. And of course, Naruto's very fast, as his body flicker is on par with Shisui's. Yes, at this point it is, and Naruto has a different type of substitution as well. And then when Naruto gets hit, Naruto actually turns into wind, as it cuts the enemy and it creates a wind gust. And yes, now Naruto, of course, learned all this stuff on his own, as he created most of his well, not everything on his own, but anyways, well, he learned on his own, but he didn't create anything other than his substitution, as it is literally pure wind chakra blowing everyone away. And anyways, now Naruto actually went into to a few other lands, and he actually met a few different people. He met a few Akatsuki members, to be honest. The Akatsuki was actually on a mission, and well, not on a mission to get a tail beast, but Naruto has encountered them, and it was actually both. It was actually Sasori, Deidara, Kakuzu, and Hidan, whatever. Naruto stared them down, actually knowing what the organization was. Naruto did do a bit of research, and he realized it's Akatsuki. He didn't know that they're actually there for the well, their whole purpose is to capture the tail beast, as that hasn't been made official yet. Well, no, well, of course they knew. However, Naruto didn't have that classified information yet. And anyways, of course, the Akatsuki realized that this is the Dark Kitsune, as he's wearing a mask with white paint on it, which resembles, well, the white paint actually painted a fox on it. And anyways, usually a mask would be white with red paint on it, while this one is black with white paint on it. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto saw them, and as he was trying to walk past, Kakuzu then said, "Wait, aren't you the Dark Kitsune?" Naruto then said, "And so what if I was?" And Kakuzu then asked, "Wasn't your bounty around 10 million?" Of course, Naruto then just nodded, and 10 million. They want the bounty was 10 million because of how much potential Naruto had, or the Dark Kitsune had, and this was very scary to some nations, as very high potential ninjas, or especially if it's a rogue ninja. They don't know this is a rogue ninja because he is not. He wasn't a ninja in his village yet when he left. But since he is an assassin ninja who doesn't have a village to work under, uh, people want him, and the other people want him dead. For example, the Cloud wants him dead ASAP because they realize that the Dark Kitsune isn't going to cooperate with them, and the Raikage wants him dead, as he is too much of a danger, and he might be a threat in the future. The Akatsuki actually wanted him at first, however, they realized that they shouldn't take someone like that, as he would not be loyal, since he wasn't loyal to any village at first. And now he's just an assassin who just goes around and kills people whenever he can, which is what most people think, but Naruto doesn't do that. Most of the times he kills because people try to kill him, as he's not fond of killing, he's not fond of conflict. He is actually just someone who trains hard, becomes a ninja. He became a ninja to actually protect the weak. However, of course, the people that he wanted to protect as a kid turned on him because of him being the Jinchuriki. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto just started walking away as Kakuzu went to attack him. Naruto then actually cut off Kakuzu's arm, which Kakuzu actually reattached quickly, and he said, "Not bad, kid." And as he says that, the Akatsuki members were actually ready to fight. Well, it was only Kakuzu and Hidan, while Sasori and Deidara weren't bothered, and they just went back to the hideout. And once they arrived, of course, they did tell them, Pain, or their leader, that Kakuzu and Hidan will be late, and the hideout was actually very close nearby, as they were pretty much near the hideout anyways. And anyway, Naruto and Kakuzu and Hidan went at it. Naruto is not as strong as Hidan and Kakuzu. He stands no chance, to be honest. However, Naruto has the skill of well, he's an S rank shinobi in escaping, that's for sure. Naruto has learned how to escape since a very young age, and he's been improving that over and over again, realizing that now he's pretty much on his own. He has no village to back him up, he has no team to back him up, he has to work on his own. He decided to improve in his escape routes. And anyways, Naruto has already found an escape route in case things get, well, in case push gets this shove. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto was fighting, having fun at this point. Since Kakuzu and Hidan were holding back quite a bit, they were very suppressed, and this is what put so much confidence in Naruto, as Naruto realized that these guys weren't taking him too seriously, and this is what gave Naruto the chance to actually take, well, well, not take the lead. He capitalized on this as he pretty much used this as an opportunity to actually do some very good damage on Kakazu and Hidan, as Hidan tried to actually cut Naruto to get his blood. Naruto pretty much cut off his arm with that held the scythe. Naruto then said, swinging your scythe. Well, as he did that, Naruto then said, swinging your scythe so wildly is a double-edged sword, as it can hurt people. However, it hurts the user itself, as Naruto was able to cut his arm off and then kick him right in the face. Of course, then using a majestic destroyer flame. Yes, Naruto knows that, and of course, this is a very strong majestic destroyer flame, as he used a tunnel chakra in it. And anyways, of course, Kakazu stepped in by creating a water wall, which Naruto was actually surprised because he thought Kakazu had the Earth release, as he used Earth release before, and during their fight, and Naruto said, so you have two chakra natures as well. Kakazu then says, you're right, but at the same time you're wrong, as he says that he actually body flickers next to Naruto as he was about to hit him, but Naruto actually looked at him and pulled out a kunai and added lightning release to it, creating a lightning blade. He actually pretty much used something similar to the Chidori. It's not as strong, however, it's a bit less chakra draining and easier to control for Naruto. And pretty much, as Kakazu tried to stab him, Naruto literally stabbed through his hand, through his kunai, and stabbed his hand. Kakazu, at first, he was actually very surprised at how, as Naruto's kunai literally cut through his, literally halfway through it, and this showed to Kakazu and Hidan how skilled Naruto truly is, and he should not be considered as an A rank, as Naruto was actually able to keep up and even capitalize on their underestimation of Naruto's skill level. Of course, Naruto has improved a lot, but Naruto wasn't done there. As Kakazu was thinking this, he created a Rasengan and smashed it right into Kakazu's face. At first, Kakazu just laughed it off, but then realized that Naruto wasn't there in front of him anymore, and Naruto was already behind him, saying not to laugh during a fight, as he could get you killed, and Naruto was about to smash it into him. However, an almighty push hit Naruto and Kakazu. Well, of course, Kakazu was able to get back quickly and actually not really fall to the ground, as the almighty push wasn't actually there to kill or actually attack them. It was only to separate them. But Naruto didn't take. Naruto took a bit more damage since he's never seen this kind of technique, and he got caught off guard, very off guard indeed, as he's still a 12-year-old, and this kind of technique really just, he's never seen anything similar to it. It's no wind releases, nothing. He can't feel any kind of chakra release coming from it. It's just pure chakra. To Naruto, that was amazing. And at first he wanted to ask how he did it. However, he realized he shouldn't, and he actually started walking away. Of course, at first, Kakazu was like, "What are you running? That fight is not over." But then Pain said, "That's enough, Kakazu." And of course, Naruto then looked back and said, "Please, don't come in my way ever again, as you guys started this fight." And of course, Pain actually apologized to Naruto, realizing that Kakazu did start this fight for Naruto, and Naruto didn't really want to fight them in the first place, and he was just walking past. And he did scold Kakazu for it. Kakazu did apologize to Naruto, as Naruto just walked off. And Pain said that you don't want someone that strong to be our enemy, do you now? And anyways, Pain wasn't there to kill Naruto. Pain was there to stop the fight, as Kakazu sold Hidan's arm back, and Naruto just went off on his own. Of course, this fight actually gave the Akatsuki a good idea of what Naruto's capable of, as he showed off three chakra natures, as one of them was the substitution into wind, pure wind chakra, which actually confused both Kakazu and Hidan at first, but then Naruto came in with a majestic destroyer flame, showing off his fire release. And anyways, of course, Pain said that they will sell information about Dark Kitsune for some money to other nations, and of course, Kakazu saw this as an opportunity, and they went. Of course, During the next 2 weeks, the all the five nations realized that the Dark Kitsune was already an S rank shinobi, as he fought the Akatsuki members, as it is a terrorist group pretty much, as they already know. That was pretty obvious. Yes, the Akatsuki is making strides in terrorism, but of course we move. This is an anime. I don't condone terrorism. Please don't become a terrorist. Be someone against terrorism. Terrorism is bad. I don't like terrorism, to be honest. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto has finally gained the status of an S rank assassin. Of course, Naruto really didn't like killing, and he didn't like the title of an S rank assassin. He didn't mind an S rank shinobi. However, you can understand why they called him an assassin, as he did kill a few people. However, really, Naruto didn't want to kill them. They attacked him, and it was just self-defense. And if he didn't kill them, they'd probably kill him. That's just how the ninja life works. He didn't really do this for money. In fact, he got paid zero for his jobs, but he realizes that he needs some money, and he actually starts doing jobs for money. Of course, he's not going to start killing for money. That's something Naruto has always thought of never doing, and he doesn't want to ever do that. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto and well, sorry, Team 7 actually um, got their first C rank mission, and of course, Hannah, well, her first ever bingo book. Yes, she was actually going off to get a few stuff from her home, and she saw the bingo book of her father, and that was the latest version, the most updated one, and she took it, and of course, Eureka said it's alright. Of course, Eureka hasn't read it yet, but he didn't mind having getting a new one. But anyways, now, of course, on her way there, she actually noticed a page, the newest page, and anyways, of course, page 397, it showed Dark Kitsune, of course, village unknown, sorry, village unknown, height, well, height, I'll just say, bloody, I'll just say 5 foot. Yeah, 5 foot. As a 12-year-old, actually maybe a bit taller. 5'2". Yeah, 5'2". I don't care. And of course, age. They said 12 to 15, as they don't know, but that's their estimation of the people who actually met them and met him. And skill level, S rank. Well, skill level with the weapons, S rank. Skill level with jutsus, S rank. Chakra natures, fire, wind, and lightning. For now, it literally says for now, as they don't have much information about him, and he has his own little thing, potential unknown, as his potential is still to be seen, as Naruto is nowhere near being finished in growing, as he is only a 12-year-old, about to be 13. But anyways, now, of course, Team 7 goes off on their mission, and she realizes that this person reminds her a bit of Naruto, as his hair is blonde, his eyes have never been seen other than Kakuzu, but this wasn't something that Kakuzu actually gave away, as he didn't want to give everything about Kitsune away. Of course, when they asked for the eyes, both Hidan and Kakuzu decided not to reveal it, as they actually wanted to kill Dark Kitsune themselves for the money. And anyways, well, no, of course, Kakuzu wanted it for the money, and Hidan just wanted his revenge for him cutting his arm off. But they both had respect for Naruto, as him being that young is actually keeping up with both of them. Of course, very suppressed and not really trying to kill him yet. Well, of course they tried, however they weren't really going all out, because if they really were going all out, Kakuzu can tank a freaking tail beast bomb, and Naruto's Rasengan is nowhere near tail beast bomb level, especially a two tail beast bomb. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, is on his way to find Zabuza again, as the Zabuza, of course, has been doing some dirty work for Gato, and Naruto is finally got a mission request from the land of waves of Tazuna's village. Of course, Tazuna knew that Dark Kitsune wasn't gonna accept this kind of mission. And anyway, of course, Naruto accepted this, even though he wasn't gonna get paid. they were really asking for help, and apparently Zabuza Momochi was hired by Gato himself. Some people were speculating it, some people saw it, saw Gato talking to Zabuza Momochi, and anyways, now Naruto admired Zabuza, but he did not admire how Zabuza worked, and he was going to ask Zabuza to stop, and if he didn't, he was going to kill him himself if he had to. And anyways, Naruto was heading there himself, and on his way, he actually uh, bumped into two of his old friends. Yes, on his way there, he bumped into the Demon Brothers, who were actually after Tazuna, and of course they told him what they're after, and Naruto decided, well, persuaded them not to do it, as Dark Kitsune was much stronger than them, and they realized that even if they said no, they would still go for it. Naruto would stop them, not kill them, but he would stop them, and if a fight was needed, Naruto would fight. And fighting Naruto or Dark Kitsune was not a good idea, and they knew that perfectly. And anyways, now Naruto and well, the Demon Brothers actually went with Naruto, as the Demon Brothers actually were helping the Zabuza. But anyways, now of course, Naruto and the Demon Brothers on their way there, they actually see Team 7 and Gato. Naruto recognizes his team, as he recognizes two of the people that he was fond of. Naruto knew that Kakashi was always there for him as a kid, whenever he got beaten up, whenever he was on the verge of death, whenever he needed someone, he was always there, Kakashi. And he respected Kakashi, as he not only was one of well, the best student of his father, but he was someone that actually cared for him, regardless of what he held, and it was unconditional. And anyways, of course, there was a mission to disguise what it was truly for, but Kakashi could have declined the mission, as many did, and as many others did, and could have just went off on with his life. But in fact, he accepted, not only because he was, of course, his sensitive son, but it was just a normal brat like him. And anyways, now Naruto then saw Hana, who he actually missed quite a bit, but he had to get over it, as he can't really just go and say hello like popping out of nowhere. And he did miss Ichiraku Ramen as well, as the two, both Ayame and Tochi, as he would call him, were really kind to him. And anyways, now Naruto and Naruto and the Demon Brothers went on their own, as Team 7 actually bumped into Zabuza. Of course, Naruto saw this as they were actually training them, hiding their presence. Kakashi actually noticed the two Demon Brothers, but they weren't attacking or anything. He was on guard. And anyways, once Zabuza appeared, he was really worried. But Naruto and Dark Kitsune and the two Demon Brothers came in front of Zabuza. And Zabuza actually started laughing, saying Dark Kitsune. Of course, the two Demon Brothers went behind Zabuza at this point, and anyways, but Haku jumped down as well, and Naruto, more Dark Kitsune here, would just say, Haku, you can come down, I know you're there. And anyways, of course, Kakashi was kind of confused on what was going on, and he said, don't, Naruto then started off by saying, don't kill Tazuna, I know you're after him. However, I don't suggest you should do it, as I am working for his village, and if you do try it, I'll have to kill you. Of course, Zabuza pulled out his sword and pointed it out right towards Naruto's face. He wasn't scared, and Zabuza literally pushed it towards Naruto, stabbing Naruto's head, or Dark Kitsune's head, but then he exploded into wind, which actually cut Zabuza, and Zabuza said, damn brat. And of course, Naruto appeared behind him saying, listen, Zabuza, how about you just stop doing this and join a village? You don't even have to join your village. There are other villages that would love to have you, and Haku, and you two as well. Of course, the three looked kinda confused. Naruto then said, how about you join them lot and protect Asuna? If you do help them on this A rank mission, maybe they'll actually accept you, or the Hokage. I'm sure he would accept you, as he is a kind and generous man. He gives everyone chances, even the worst of people. Sorry. Kakashi was kind of confused, but then he asked Dark Kitsune how he even knows this kind of information, or how he can tell that the Hokage is kind or anything. He's never been in their village. And Naruto then says, oh, I know a lot more than you, Kakashi. And anyways, of course, his voice is kind of deep as he's using a jutsu to deepen it, as he doesn't want people to recognize his voice. And anyways, Zabuza said, "Alright, I won't kill him. However, I will kill you, as we are enemies. And I did tell you the next time we meet, we're enemies and one of us will die." Naruto then actually just said, Naruto actually then just started laughing, saying, "I don't really want to kill you. However, I can fight you. I won't hold back, as if I do, I might get killed. I know you're trying to kill me. However, you're someone I admire and I would never kill." Zabuza kind of blushed at this, but then said, "You damn brat. I didn't do anything for you." Naruto then said, "Oh, you saved my life, as you let me live. After all, you're the one who actually well, gave, complimented me, and gave people fear whenever they, well, put fear in people's minds whenever they heard Dark Kitsune, as he was able to go up against Zabuza Momochi and survive the demon of the mist." As he says that, Naruto actually disappears in lightning, as he turns into lightning itself, and is next to Zabuza at this point. Naruto's looking up at Zabuza, as Zabuza actually did react fast enough. Naruto actually slashed his small sword or short sword against Zabuza's massive uh, sword, or the executioner's blade. Haku was in a fighting stance. However, then Zabuza says no. And then Naruto then actually turns around to Kakashi, asking, "Hey, you lot, will you take them in? After all, they are going to help you." Kakashi then nods as he watches Zabuza sneak behind Naruto. Not really sneak, run behind Naruto and about to slice Naruto in half. Naruto then actually just disappears again in thin air, this time using a body flicker. Of course, Zabuza, before he could even slash down, he turns around as he slices Naruto right in the chest. Naruto realizes that Zabuza was about to cut him. He teleports away. Not teleports, but body flickers away. But it was too late. Naruto already got sliced. Zabuza then licks the blood off of his sword. Naruto then says, "That's kind of gross, can't lie still." And as he does that, he teleports, well, he body flickers right in front of Zabuza, kicking him right in the face, blowing him back. Team 7 actually moves Zabuza, or Tarzan actually gets helped by Kakashi to move away. And then the area is pretty much vacant, as a lot of the area is left by the other shinobi, and of course Tarzan as well. Naruto and Zabuza eyed each other down. Zabuza then said, "I'll take that damn mask off of your face after I kill you." Of course, Naruto just starts smiling and actually laughs and says, "If I die, I'll make sure that my face gets burnt before you can even see it." Of course, as he says that, he teleports, well, they actually start running at each other. The two swords clash. Naruto's sword turns into lightning, as he has lightning released to it. Zabuza realizes how skilled Naruto is with the swords and adding chakra natures to it. Zabuza praises Naruto for his kenjutsu, however, then slices down into the water as a massive slice started heading towards Naruto. Naruto realized and he jumped up. His legs still got cut. Naruto could have dodged it easily, however, he knew what was coming next. Zabuza came from the ground, or from the water, as he did a water dragon jutsu. Of course, the water dragon headed towards Naruto. However, Naruto jumped up on purpose as he was about to use his own technique. Naruto then pretty much said, "This should be enough," as well, he held out his hand as he created pretty much wind started coming out of it, and a lot of it, just saying, a massive wind gust came out of nowhere and even destroyed, well, as a dragon appeared behind Naruto coming from the sky. Naruto then spoke these words, "Descend down, wind dragon." As he says that, Zabuza's dragon gets involved by wind, as the water starts splitting apart. The dragon is no longer there, as now Naruto's wind dragon was heading right towards Zabuza. Zabuza's sword is coming, however, the dragon disappeared. Naruto then said, "If that hit you, you would have died. I don't want to kill you, as you are my mentor and my role model. Anyways, I shall be going my own way. My mission here is done, as you guys will kill Gato for me. Anyways, I'll see you around." Naruto waves and was about to go. However, a kunai goes straight to his face, as his face mask gets a cut. Well, Naruto was actually able to barely dodge it, as it was actually pretty fast, thrown by Hana, Hana was in front of the group now, charging at Naruto. She said, "Oh, you not pretty much." Naruto saw this coming as he stopped her punch, but then she turned into lightning, paralyzing Naruto for a second. Naruto pretty much broke out of the paralysis pretty quickly as a taijutsu fight broke out between the two. Naruto then said, "You're pretty much a tuning level, very high level as well." So then, out of nowhere, Hana came out with a Chidori. Naruto saw this, and the eyebrow went up. The Chidori, huh? As he says that, Naruto creates a Rasengan. Of course, Kakashi was stunned, and he wanted to know how he knew the Rasengan. Naruto smashed against this Hana's. However, he made sure he didn't use enough chakra to overpower bloody sorry bloody wall. I kinda hit my shit. Anyway, of course, now he uses just enough chakra to neutralize both jutsus. As both of he didn't want to overpower the Chidori and kill Hana in the process. Naruto then looked at Hana in the eyes. Hana had the three Tomoe Sharingan. Looking at Dark Kitsune, she started crying, saying, "Just tell me who you are." Naruto then looked at her and took off his mask, showing another mask with a few scars on his face. So, and then his hair was showing, his dark blue eyes, and it was nothing like Naruto. Naruto's hair had red strands in it. Hana realized this is not Naruto. However, this was Naruto. Over time, his hair started turning red, and a bit of white at the bottom, in midway too. Not midway, a bit of white strands. Of course, it looked nothing like Naruto. The white was actually from him going crazy, all the stress. Anyways, of course, Hana just started breaking down, realizing that Naruto might actually be dead. And then, Dark Kitsune went up towards her. He told her never to give up on her dreams, and then she looked up, seeing Naruto again. However, then she saw Dark Kitsune. She tried to take the other mask off of Dark Kitsune. However, she was stopped on it before he disappeared. Yes, Dark Kitsune is Naruto. However, he's changed a lot over his fights. He did start getting scars on his face as people were cutting through his mask. People were strong enough, especially against the fight against Hidan and Kakazu. Hidan cut through his mask. However, he wasn't able to draw blood from the cut as he only cut the mask. Of course, other people cut through his mask and drew blood as Naruto was much weaker before. And anyways, now Naruto walked away with his hands in his pocket. Kakashi looked at him and as Naruto was walking away, Kakashi asked him, "How did you learn the Rasengan?" Naruto then looked behind and said, "Well, maybe you should ask your sensei. After all, he was the one who created it." Of course, this stunned Kakashi. Did Minato sensei train someone else? Did he did he let someone else learn the Rasengan? Those were questions that were going through his mind. However, he couldn't think about it too much as they needed to continue the mission, and now they have a few rogue shinobi in their hands to deal with, as they want to join the Leaf Village because of that Dark Kitsune. Why did he recommend them to the Leaf Village? Why not other villages? Why not the Cloud? Why not the Sand? Why not the Rock? Why not the Mist? Of course, Zabza wouldn't go back to the Mist, but of course they wouldn't go back to the Mist. But why not the other three? Why Konoha especially? These were questions going through everyone's minds. Anyways, Naruto started walking away. As he looked at his mask, he said he crushed it. Naruto then pulled out another mask. It was pretty much the same exact mask, but with less scratches, with less cuts. Naruto then looked back one more time as tears fell down his eyes, or rolled down his eyes. He wishes he could stay with her forever, in fact. He wishes he could just hold her in his arms. In his arms. He wishes he could spend a lot of the remaining years of his life, his whole life with her. However, it was too late. He's too far gone. He has crossed the line. He left the village. He became his own shinobi. He became a lone wolf. He was always a loner. However, now he fully cut contacts. He didn't have any friends. He didn't have any family. He didn't have anyone to rely on. No one relied on him, and he didn't rely on anyone. He worked alone, and he will always be alone for the rest of his life. These were thoughts going through his mind as tears continued to pour out of his eyes. Of course, as he walked, he did during his journeys. He did meet many good people, but more bad people, to be honest. He did kill a lot of people in this 1 year of his journey. However, well, nearly 1 year of his journey. But anyway, wait, it's been over a year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been over a year. They're nearly 13, nearly a year. Yeah, but anyways, Naruto now finished his journey. No, now just starting his journey. He already wanted to go back. That was something that he could not accept, and so he steeled his resolve. He realized that if he continues like this, he will not get anywhere in the life that he chose for himself. Of course, the Nantos was watching all of it. The pain Naruto was going through was nothing like his. Naruto was going through a lot more pain. He decided to be alone on his own. Kurama didn't get a choice. However, Naruto decided to help the people that hate him the most by giving his own life up. Anyways, now Naruto keeps walking on, as Team 7 is pretty much, well, two of Team 7's members were heartbroken, while Sasuke was more pissed that someone that was meant to be their age is this strong, S-rank shinobi, S-rank assassin, as many people feared him, maybe even on par with Kakashi, as he knows that Kakashi is an S-rank shinobi. He actually knows that Kakashi has a Sharingan, and anyways, of course, he was able to even beat Zabuza Momochi, having pity on him, and he looked like he was holding back. Yes, Naruto was holding back a lot, as he could have really used the Rasengan. Naruto's already starting to add a chakra release to the Rasengan, his favorite one, Wind, as he uses it the most. Anyways, Naruto flew. Naruto disappeared, and now they continue their mission. Team 7 finishes the mission pretty easily as Zabuza was there to help them. And anywho, once they returned, the mission became pretty much an S, close to an A rank mission, close to an S rank mission, as they had to kill a whole entire, well, pretty much a tyrant who was ruling over the whole of the land of waves, let's be honest. But anyways, now, just saying, also, Inari. Of course, Inari was pretty much the same little brat that he was. However, here, Hannah decided to, well, beat some sense into him. Not beat, but teach him something that other people are suffering too. Naruto, he suffered so much he killed himself. One of her best friends, the only person that the only person she truly loved. Well, other than her father and mother and her friends, like literally someone she wanted to spend her whole life. But anyways, of course, Team 7 enters the tuning exams. Naruto actually sends a letter to Hiruzen. Hiruzen receives the letter, and the letter was actually Naruto saying what his true dream was now. His dream was to end the cycle of hatred, to stop any other kids from like of his age to go into war like they did in, of course, the third Great Ninja War, as many children died. And of course, he wanted to stop the cycle of hatred, which meant that he would have to give himself up. He would need to become someone so strong that everyone feared, and they would have to work together. That's what Naruto said. However, the Hokage stopped him from becoming a villain, as he sent a letter to Naruto saying that he doesn't have to become the one everyone fears. Naruto can become someone that brings people together, and it can be done in different ways. Not only becoming the strongest person that has ever lived, not only becoming pretty much the Madara of the new generation, but to become someone who like Jiraiya. Jiraiya has changed a lot of people, let's be honest. Naruto got his resolve from Jiraiya, or his ninja way from Jiraiya. Anyways, he recommended to go visit Jiraiya, as Jiraiya had the same dream as Naruto, but he wasn't gonna go that far like Naruto was willing. Naruto decides to go and visit Jiraiya, as Jiraiya was, well, Naruto needed to find Jiraiya. He tracked him down, and he ended up in front of the Leaf Village. That's where we end this tale, this part of this tale. I'll see you guys. I'll see you all next time. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe, and peace.